Welcome to another episode of the Sports Bros Podcast, featuring the almighty B Live, the money man Scottie D, and your host, the head of creative, Eddy Cool. The Sports Bros Podcast is a sports podcast that's by the fans, for the fans, talking sports just the way you like it. And without any further ado, let's give it up for the Sports Bros. Once again, we are back like bad breath in the morning. You heard it. It is us once again, your favorite sports podcast, none other than the Sports Bros Podcast. Be Live, why are you making that face?
You said bad breath in the morning, so I took I smelled my own breath. I was like, ooh, oh yeah, my bad. Go, yep, we digress.
Ooh. Someone want me $3,000. But anyways, my name is the Eddy Cool, aka the HOC here at the Sports Bros Podcast, and welcome to another action-packed episode of your favorite sports podcast, none other than the Sports Bros Podcast. And we're gonna wave to everybody right now. Hands up now, wave, come on, wave. We was talking about music a few minutes ago, but you know us, we will get sidetracked. And in the words of the almighty Be Live, but I digress. We're gonna put Amtrak's back on the track. Amtrak, go ahead and cut us a check, man. I don't know what y'all doing, man. You need to go ahead and make it happen. But once again, there I go with some of my incoherent rambling. I'm gonna go ahead and introduce two of the best co-hosts in the world. Introducing first, the almighty Be Live.
What's happening? What's going on in the world today? Man, oh man, I'm so excited about this episode number 119. And you know what? I was actually working earlier today and I was on calls and everything. And this young lady told me that I should look into doing voiceovers. So, you know, it had me feeling all good about the sound of my voice. And guess what? I have a face for radio, so it works out perfectly. But we're on YouTube and everything. But speaking of somebody that has a face and a voice and a brain for nothing, go ahead and introduce that other guy that's on the show, whatnot. Yeah, yes, sir.
Wow. And with that being said, the beautiful Bobby to our Midnight Express, none other than the pride of Washington, Pennsylvania, the one, the only, the money man, Scottie D.
And crown thy good with brotherhood from sea to shining sea. Do you guys know what country took home the most gold medals in the Olympics? It was the United States of America by a nose with one over China, 113 overall, 39 golds. And I hope we still have people listening, because last week we did like the first 30 minutes of the show on gymnastics. That'll probably never happen again, but it was topical at the time. And young Simone Biles, as you were listening last week, probably had just won the bronze medal. So she got back up on the stand. So good, all good on Simone Biles, and all good on you guys for listening, even though I was off on a little rant on her last week. But anyway, let's get back to talking some sports here, bros. I'm glad to see you guys. Good talking with you again this week. I'm ready to rock and roll if you are. Eddy Cool, what's on the agenda this week?
What's on the agenda this week? What we got on the order here? All right, fellas, now here we go. The Olympics have ended. It is over with and it's in the books. But guess what? The Sports Bros, we're still going. We're still going to talk a little bit about the Olympics. As Scottie D mentioned, the U.S. won the gold, the medal race, the medal count by a nostril, if you will, a nose hair, if you will. If you got crazy nose hairs, please trim them, all right? Take care of that. It's not, the girls don't like that. No, that's how I know. But anyways, that's either here nor there. The USA get a bunch of medals. Well, fellas, with that being said, what are our takeaways from this year's Summer Games?
Well, my takeaway is, why does the United States not have a handball team?
Did we not?
We do not.
Oh.
And I think it's highly disappointing. I think handball is one of the more exciting sports, so something that we don't watch, but only every 4 years. But for us not to have representation, hopefully.
Are you sure we didn't just not qualify? Did we try and not make it? Do we know that? Maybe just because it's not our sport, we didn't qualify. I'm just throwing that out. I have no idea.
Honestly, I really don't either. I glanced over an article about it, and I just think that I want to see more handball. I think I'm gonna start covering it on the Sports Bros podcast. I'm having my own feature segment about United States, and there's got to be a handball league somewhere. And I'm going to cover it because that's what I do. I do the obscure, and actually,
yeah, we're too busy. We're too busy with arena football to worry about handball here in this country.
Is that actually a thing right now?
What, arena football?
Yeah, I thought that it did not make it. But I was wondering.
Yeah, the OG arena football I think is over and done with, but you got like mom and pops, like very, very small like arena leagues. Like it's like
I think the actual arena football league folded the tents.
Yeah. But we're looking forward to coming back in 2022. We have the new and improved XFL, owned by your very own Dwayne The Rock Johnson. Can you spell?
Let's talk about the Olympics, huh? Come on. Back to handball.
Okay, so handball, was that the sport where it's kind of like soccer, but they don't kick the ball, they take the ball,
they throw it
into the net, right?
Yeah. It's almost like a combination of soccer and basketball. Mm-hmm. If you really and
dodgeball.
So yeah,
you're firing it at the goalie. That's what I'd be doing.
Yeah, they're vicious with it. But certain sports that really we don't watch, but every 4 years. Handball's one of them. Table tennis is another. Of course, swimming, track and field, we really don't watch as much of it, but they do have championships all throughout, whatever. But it gets a little bit more notoriety. I want to see somebody besides China win table tennis, but they're just little tiny little people that have impressive freaking reflexes. So I would be terrible at table tennis because I'm just too big and too long. The ball would just bounce off my belly. So that's neither here nor.
But it would still be in play. It'd still be in play, so you could just smack it back over.
Smack it back up off the belly. It would not be a good situation.
Hey, it's just like the NFL with the referees, man. The referee is considered a part of, as a part of the field, a part of the field of play. So, be like, man, sometimes, with that keg and the pony kegs, it comes at an advantage. You know what I'm saying? It helps you get the ball.
Bounce off my left titty. And...
Oh, boy, here we go.
We digress.
What a weird thing to say.
Weird
Fat kid problems. I'm telling you, I got edges and shapes that I don't like anymore. I need to work out. Anyway, this is do somebody say something else.
Scottie D, what's your takeaway from these here Olympics?
Yeah, let me try to bring us back to making a little bit of sense here. Often in the Olympics, you see young athletes who kind of emerge as stars. I think we saw that with Sydney McLaughlin. That's the young lady who won the 400-meter hurdle. She had taken the silver at the last Olympics, and her biggest rival was actually her friend and teammate Dalilah Muhammad, and she edged her out with I think it was her world record time in the hurdles. And then she was part of the relay team, the 4x400 team that won the gold with Allison Felix, who's now the most decorated women's Olympian for the United States. I thought that was cool. But Sydney McLaughlin, she's young. She's 22 years old. She's beautiful. We'll probably see her in at least one more Olympics going forward. She just has the look of being a star, I think. And, she kind of had a little bit of hype coming in and lived up to it, won gold. I thought that was very interesting. The United States took gold in golf, men's and women's. We had Nelly Korda won the gold for the women, and Xander Schauffele for the men. And then both the women and men's basketball teams, women's were pretty dominant. And the men, guys, we were worried early. They looked shaky when they were just getting the team together. Ultimately, it seemed like they did flip a switch. Well, I say you can't necessarily flip a switch, but it kind of seemed like they did. But much kudos, more than anybody else, to me, goes to Kevin Durant, who is much maligned sometimes in his playoff. People have opinions of him playoff wise, because he went to Golden State when they were already good. They won their championships. But this is the third time he's now won gold medals at the Olympics. And I would think more than the previous time. This time he pretty much shouldered the load. He carried the guys on his back. He was by far the biggest star in the team because you didn't have Steph Curry and LeBron and Kawhi Leonard. You didn't have the biggest stars of the NBA, but you had him. And his example, I think the others kind of followed him. The young guys, Tatum's, the Devin Bookers, those kind of guys. And it was KD's show. He scored 30, I think, in 2 games in a row and 29 in the gold medal winning game. And to me, he was the biggest reason that the United States saved face and won the gold in the basketball. So those are some of my things I'll take away memory wise from this Olympics.
Yeah, for me, I would have to say I enjoyed watching Luka play during the regular season in the NBA and during the playoffs, but then seeing him continue to do what he does during the Olympics, I'm like, this dude is a certified bucket getter, man. Luka Doncic is the real deal. Like, yeah, this is Luka, like representing his country and scoring buckets and just going off. And that Slovenia team is a pretty good team. And then also it was pretty good to see good old Paul Gasol. Yeah, Paul Gasol. He's not in the NBA, but he's playing nationally over in Spain. I was like, oh, look, we got a Paul Gasol sighting. Like, where's he been? Like, there he is right there. And he shot a 3-pointer and got a dunk,
I think he actually said this is his last one, but yeah, he did. I saw him hit that 3. I was watching again because that was during the stretch and that whole team was raining threes and Powell stepped back and hit one too. I was like, man, anybody on this team going to miss? But go ahead, Eddie. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt you there.
Yeah. I mean, it was, I forgot was it France? I don't remember who they're playing against, but the international basketball games were pretty good. And I was like, okay, well, I think I stayed up to see USA and they played like late, like after Monday Night Raw or something like that. So okay, I'll stick around and watch this. And that game wound up being pretty good. But yeah, and then also I might be live too. I saw Handball and I was like, this is pretty damn interesting. Okay, they running from the court. Okay, they scoring goals, and it's just like Handball is like you got like basketball, dodgeball, hockey, soccer. It's like all that rolled into one stuff. You're not using your feet, so it's just like it was very interesting to watch. And so I'm like, be live. I'm gonna have to look for some more Handball because Handball it was pretty damn entertaining.
What about dressage? Isn't that what it was called? The horses that were like dancing. Did you see any of that?
I didn't catch that one.
They were actually like high stepping.
Are you talking about equestrian?
Well, there was different equestrian events. There was like the what are they called? The steeplechase or whatever. They're jumping over the hurdles. But there was another event where the horses were basically just kind of getting it. They were like, they were dancing basically. I I think it was called dressage, if I'm not mistaken. I might be wrong, but it was something. Something crazy like that. But yeah, I mean, there were different equestrian events. But that was the one that I was that stuck out to me is horse dancing. I'm like, how do you make a horse dance? But they were doing it.
And so yeah, but he faults me for talking about handball and table tennis. But okay, no, I'm not even, no.
I didn't fault you of talking about Olympic events here. Now you want to start talking about the dumb football league where you're the one calling the plays. Be live, actually you calling the plays. But that's dumb. That's real dumb. So
and control football.
Yes. But I digress.
It's coming back. I need to look that up. I appreciate you reminding me that because I believe they have a fall season coming up too.
Oh, very shortly. Yes. Can't wait.
But I wanted to just throw in a quick nugget takeaway, a real takeaway. After this men's performance in the Olympics, there are now 5 players in U.S. history that have at least two NBA titles and 3 gold medals.
Wow. And
the list consists of the GOAT, Michael Jordan, his number 2 man, Scottie Pippen, Kobe Bean Bryant, Black Mamba, King LeBron James, and do you guys want to guess who the 5th one is?
Kevin Durant.
No. Kevin Durant only has 2.
2 what? Oh, NBA titles? Is that what you said? 3 NBA titles?
3 NBA titles.
Draymond Green.
Draymond Green. You put Draymond Green up there with. Please help me on the gallery view right now.
Yes, we're on the gallery view.
Yeah. Scott's face is like,
yeah.
Hey, Draymond stepped up in the gold medal game though, and I don't know if you guys noticed this or were paying attention. What they had the international rule: you can swat the ball off the rim if it's over the cylinder. In the NBA, they call that goaltending. But late in the game, the U.S. had like a 4-point lead, whatever, and France missed a free throw. And as it was bouncing on the rim, Draymond just got up and snatched it, just swatted off the rim. That was a big play. In the NBA, they would say that bucket counts. But in international, if the ball's bouncing on the rim, you can knock it out of there. And Draymond was paying attention. He went out and did that thing late that game. So, hey, that's a good list. I like that. Good call.
And Kevin Durant and Draymond Green were getting along. Maybe the enemy of your enemy is my friend. Yeah. They both were getting on Kendrick Perkins.
But don't you have a feeling that KD was glad to get off the plane? He's like, I can do it again.
Kevin Durant went. Yeah, he went on Instagram and they were just buddy. They were talking trash about Kendrick Perkins.
That's good.
Yeah, I mean, it's at some point, like, you know what, man, it did work in Golden State. We out here looking suspect on the international stage, so let's just kind of kill all this mess. Let's go ahead and get this gold, man. We want the gold, sucker. Let's go ahead and get this gold medal. I'm just saying, man. Okay, be live.
I was going to say thanks also to Drew Holiday, Chris Middleton, and Devin Booker for joining the team late. That was part of it as well. They were when they first played those exhibition games, I think they only had like 8 players, and they were just trying to put something together. But having those 3 players added to the team, they came together and brought the gold back to the good old U.S. of A. America. Yes, sir.
And then what happened? Patty Mills, he had like 42 points. So I was like, where did this offensive outburst come from? What are you doing?
Yeah, the international players that are in the NBA really, really showed out. Like it was a sight to see. It's one of those things where that's the beautiful thing about the NBA is that I don't care if you're number 1 on the roster, number 15 on the roster. These guys are ridiculously talented. So I mean, they're good. They're good. That boy's good. So it was good to see them on an international level representing for their countries. It was a beautiful thing to see. And so the Olympics are at a close, and now we sneak into a little bit of preseason football.
A little bit of preseason football. But before we get to that, fellas, a few days ago we received some sad news that Hall of Fame college football coach Bobby Bowden passed away at the age of 91. There's been a whole lot of deaths going on lately in the world of sports. I'll cover one in the pepper points later on. But yeah, fellas, Bobby Bowden no longer here with us. I think it was July that the news broke that he had a terminal illness, but we didn't know exactly what it was. And it seems like within a matter of weeks, he got called home to the big stadium in the sky. Be Live, I know that Bobby Bowden was a thorn in your side, you being a Clemson Tigers fan. But what do you have to say about Bobby Bowden, the coach that one of the greatest coaches of all time?
Without question, Bobby Bowden was a thorn in my side. You ain't never lied about that. Mm-hmm. It was something that it was Florida State, and then it was everybody else. But I like the way you put that he's a thorn in my side, because there's something that they also speak of in the military when I served in the military a short period of time. Pain is your body's way of letting you know that you're still alive. and if you can't overcome pain, then you're in the run. I mean, Florida State just dominated the ACC. But if it wasn't for Bobby Bowden and Florida State and the way they dominated in the whole decade of the 90s and early 2000s, and on top of that, if it wasn't for their dominance during that time, the Clemson program wouldn't be where they're at right now. Florida State set the bar. Bobby Bowden set the bar. And then for us to get his namesake as well with Tommy Bowden, that was the beginning. That was the beginning of the meteoric rise of the Clemson football program, and the the drop and fall of that other college that's in the state of South Carolina, that where's the namesake, but it can't get their colors correct. But and so I pay homage to Bobby Bowden because his name is synonymous with college football. One of the greatest of all time. I'm gonna say top three. Top three. I'm giving right now the nudge. I'm giving it to Nick Saban, Bear Bryant, Bobby Bowden. I put Dabo right now at number 4. Yeah, I said it. Yeah, I said what I said because Dabo was done with his thing, and all roads lead to Dabo. But this is at this point in time, there would be no Dabo Swinney. There would be no where Clemson is at right now if it wasn't for Florida State setting the bar and making the ACC a football conference. It's known for basketball, but hey, we let's put it this way: the ACC has won 3 out of the last 7 championships. You can't deny that. Just saying.
Can't deny it. Scottie D, you got any takeaways from the legendary Bobby Bowden?
Yeah, Bobby Bowden, as long as he was there, really the 90s are like his decade, as B-Live said, because you really think back to college football in the state of Florida in the late 80s, and Miami was the team, and Bowden sort of took that power shift, and it kind of seemed like them in Nebraska were the teams that were really vying to be the top team of that decade. And Bobby Bowden, he had such a confidence and a swagger about him, but I never thought it was unlikable. I didn't think he had like an unlikable arrogance. Now, again, I wasn't emotionally involved with, I could see why he may have rubbed people the wrong way, but me personally, I thought he was amusing. I thought he was entertaining. I thought he was harmless. I heard him get a lot of love from the African-American community the last few days, saying that he took young black kids that other people wouldn't have given a chance and brought them aboard. And not only did they make good football players out of them, but, graduated and, went on to do great things with their lives. But there was a story that was going around that, and I really think this kind of sums up Bobby Bowden, that you probably have heard it if you've seen any of the stuff going on, but I've heard it on the ESPN radio and seen some articles about it, that in 1998, Florida and Florida State had a pregame brawl, and Doug Johnson, the quarterback of Florida, threw the football at Bobby Bowden, and he missed him. And Steve Spurrier, the coach at the time, didn't take any disciplinary actions against Doug Johnson. And somebody asked him, well, what would have happened if your quarterback would have thrown at Spurrier? And he said he would have hit him. And that was kind of summed up the Bobby Bowden confidence and arrogance, that, that instead of saying, oh, I would have disciplined him, he just went with the joke. And that was kind of Bobby Bowden summed up. So I like that story. And, I like Bobby Bowden. And God bless you, Bobby Bowden. You brought a lot of fun to the sport of college football.
Yeah, Bobby. I've seen some Bobby Bowden interviews, and Bobby Bowden is kind of like that old uncle that's always funny. That's always fun. Well, I tell you, them boys, they slow as molasses in January, but we gonna try to get it together. We gonna get it back next week. Yeah, we are Florida State football, and this is what we do. He was just, he was just Bobby Bowden. Come to find out that myself and Bobby Bowden, we share the same date of birth. He was born November 8th, and I was born on November 8th as well too, 1982. So I was like, I know there's a reason why I like you. You destroy a football team, but there's a reason why I like you, Bobby Bowden. So, a quick rundown of his college career. He had his coach career. He had coached for over 40 years. He spent the first 6 at West Virginia, and then 34 at Florida State University. He's compiled a 375 and 124 with 4 ties career record, 12 ACC titles, and 2 national championships. So, and he's already
a nice resume.
Yeah, very nice resume. I had no idea he was at West Virginia for the first few years of his career, and he had him playing some pretty good football as well too. So he finally went ahead and took that job at Florida State, the rest is history. Let's see the who's that he's coached off the top of my dome. Let's see. Sebastian Janikowski, Warwick Dunn.
Charlie Ward's one always stands out to me.
Charlie Ward.
That was like his signature recruit, I think.
Yep. Derek Brooks and our very own Ron Simmons. Yeah, Ron Simmons. I think he finished third in the Heisman Trophy back in the early 80s. So yeah, there was a deep talent pool that went all throughout Florida State University, because at one point it was like Miami had it for a while recruiting, and after Miami fell off, Florida State had a while recruiting, and then Florida came back, and it was just like a big battle between the three biggest schools in the state. But yes, rest in peace to the legendary Bobby Bowden. All right, moving right along, we're going to talk about some NBA free agency. There's a whole lot of moving and shaking going on within the past few weeks, last week and the last few days. Scottie D, your Lakers have made some moves as well, too. What do you like about those moves? What do you don't like about those moves? Or is, in the words of the almighty Be Live and put this on gallery view, what happened?
I would love this team if it was 2014. I would love it. They have loaded up in 2014. You know, again, this is kind of what I talked about last week when I said the Bucks story was great, but back to our regularly scheduled program of guys now assembling, getting together for super teams again. And this is like a who's who of NBA superstars and future Hall of Famers. You know, they added Dwight Howard for the third time and Westbrook. I think they brought Trevor Ariza back. Carmelo Anthony. I mean, I hope it works, because if it doesn't, this is going to be a powder keg, because it's not like they got a youth movement going here. I think they bumped up their average age to 33 years old. I think Anthony Davis is one of two players currently on the roster under the age of 30. And I don't like this, guys. I mean, I don't. I mean, I'm a Laker fan, yeah, but this isn't fun to me to watch, like this collection of stars. And I don't. I understand you got LeBron James, and you're going to make one last push, one last run at it, because he's no spring chicken either. But I don't know. It's to me. I've said this before. I would have really enjoyed a lot more watching the Lakers win a championship with Brandon Ingram and Julius Randle and Ball and the other young guys they assembled, Kuzma, and those guys are all gone. They spent years accumulating those guys because they were not playing well and they had, high draft picks. They spent years accumulating that talent. Now it's all gone. All of it's gone. Even the white dude that shoots 3-point and play defense, he went to the Bulls. I forget his name. The white dude.
Alex Caruso.
Yes, that guy.
The white Mamba.
The white Mamba's gone. I mean, everybody they had that was. They're all gone in favor of this team, and it's just a completely different product. The whole build got scrapped. I get it; they won a championship last year, but like I said, it would have been more meaningful watching them build it. And who knows? They're one or two hamstring pops away from being not even making the playoffs next year. I mean, let's face it; it happens. Yeah. I don't know.
And you did get Russell Westbrook in a trade as well, too. A guy who does not get injured often. So, I mean, you still need a shooter, though. So, Be Live. What's your standouts of the NBA free agency so far?
Well, besides Scotty's LAARP Lakers. What in the entire world are the Lakers going to do next season? They there's going to be a complete and utter rebuild. Like, are you kidding me? You've got 1 year left. That's it. I honestly believe.
Right. I think so.
LeBron may have 2 years left, but you're not going to get another year out of Carmelo. You shouldn't get another year out of Dwight Howard. Like, just why? Trevor Ariza, where has he been at? And just whatever. But here's my takeaway. We mentioned Luka earlier. Mm-hmm. My man was balling so hard that Mark Cuban said, you know what? You ball for your country. I want to make sure that you continue to ball for me. So as opposed to you coming back to the States to get paid, I'm going to go over to Slovenia and take the contract with me to come see you. And in terms of 5 years, $200 million, he's going to get on the private jet and fly out to Slovenia and see my man Luka and make sure that he gets paid. paid. Oh yeah, and I mean money is flowing in the NBA right now. Jimmy Butler, 4 years, 184. Chris Paul, he's going to be playing until he's in his 40s, 4 years, 120 million. Steph Curry, 4 years, 214 million, 53 million a year, in the tune of where he's making, if I'm not mistaken, I saw a stat that he's going to be making $9,000 an hour. Whew.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah, this boy. Yeah, I mean, just
come up for air, be live.
Right, I'm just saying that's just that's stupid money, man. Oh man, but hey, it is what it is, and hey, I'm watching it. I'm watching the NBA right now, and the world is watching as well because the money is flowing. The TV contracts are there, and it ain't stopping anytime soon. So man, it's gonna be interesting. I still believe, like I'm still believe in Milwaukee. For some reason, I just think they have that chemistry. I think the Nets are still they're gonna be hopping with injuries. I don't know. They might pull out. I mean, it depends. It's a lot up in the air. We'll figure out more when it comes up to that time. But yeah, money is being thrown. I think, didn't Durant get 4 years, 196 million?
Yep, he got some more money too.
Yeah. So, and then the white mamba Caruso's with the Bulls. They're talking a lot of big things about the Bulls. The Bulls got a nice little young core as well. So let's see what happens. NBA free agency, let's get it.
Yep. Also, Trae Young, he's getting a 5-year, $207 million max extension with the Hawks. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander of the Thunder, a guy that you people need to start paying attention to. He gets a 5-year, $172 million extension. Norman Powell, he's going to the Blazers. 5 years, $90 million. And Kyle Lowry, he finally left Toronto and signed a 3-year deal, sign and trade worth up to $90 million. Duncan Robinson, he's still staying with the Heat. 5 years, $90 million. As this one song say, it's a whole lot of money in this mother. Yeah, it's a whole lot of. It's just money everywhere.
Where did Kyle Lowry go? Because I think didn't he go to the Bulls?
Miami. No, he went to the Heat.
Oh, he went to the. Oh, okay, yeah. That's
DeMar DeRozan, his old teammate.
That's what it was.
His old teammate that tested his steely resolve when he left.
God.
He went to the Bulls.
Okay, all right. That's
Kyle Lowry, your fallen teammate, is no longer with you. DeMar DeRozan. That stupid Dora said that stupid DeMar DeRozan interview at the night of the. Anyway, I digress. Going back in time here, but yeah, DeRozan went to the Bulls.
Yeah, DeRozan went to the Bulls, and I think the Bulls are going to be exciting to watch next. They're going to be exciting to watch next year because they got Lonzo Ball, and then they got the extra talent too. I think 7 seed, 8 seed, probably play-in team. I think they might. The way the East is looking, Ben Simmons, he's still going to be in Philly because don't nobody want to touch him with a 10-foot pole and Scottie D and be like pushing.
Ben Simmons has cut off all contact with anybody from the 76ers organization. So he's still with the team.
Yeah.
He's just not talking to anybody.
Oh, so he's gonna
he's isolating himself to concentrate on his basketball
free throws. Actually, free throws.
Hopefully everything.
Everything. I was about to say you need to focus on everything. Shooting, rebounding, passing, all that.
How did Shaq say it? Shoot the ball, Kobe. Shoot the ball.
Yeah, shoot the ball, Kobe. Shoot the ball, Kobe. Yeah, man. This and then we got the NBA G League, the summer league. I'm sorry, the summer league is going on as well too. So, yeah, we're finna get some more year-round basketball, and so, yeah, I'm over here looking. Patty Mills, Mr. 42 points himself, from Australia. He's to the Nets. He has a 2-year deal, 2-year deal, $12 million. Carmelo Anthony, 1 year with the Lakers. Malik Monk, he's going to the Lakers too. What else? What's a notable one? Kendrick Nunn going to Scottie D's Lakers for 2 years. Ish Smith to the Hornets, yawn. Yeah, there's a whole lot of money being thrown around, fellas. A whole lot of money being thrown around. What you got to be live?
Kawhi Leonard looks like he's going to be re-signing with the Clippers.
Mm-hmm.
And there is a little bit of talk of Dame Dollar being traded, Damian Lillard being traded to the 76ers.
Oh, Lord Jesus. To the 76ers. I mean, if it's, yeah, we'll see. Anyways, we'll see. But yeah, we got some time between here and then, and that's it for NBA free agency. All right, enough about that free agency and the NBA talk. We are going to turn to football because guess what? This past Thursday night, we had a preseason game between the Cowboys and the Steelers. That's right, Scottie D's Cowboys, where there was a love fest between Jerry Jones and Jimmy Johnson. Scottie D, how you feel about Jimmy Johnson going into the Cowboys Ring of Fame or Hall of Fame? What do they call it? How you feel about that?
The Ring of Honor. I think I think Jerry Jones was backed into a corner on that live interview by Terry Bradshaw. That's what I think. They kept saying, "Wow, looks like there's an announcement being made." But he actually didn't make an announcement, he didn't go there to plan to make an announcement.
He did not.
He didn't. He was kind of cornered into it. He did that Jerry grin, I'm going along with it. He has to put him in there. He actually said the reason why. He said Tex Schramm told him, you can't tell the story of the Dallas Cowboys without the most important people, and that was the guy that won 2 Super Bowls. Tom Landry won 2 Super Bowls. He's been in it since the early 90s. So he has to put Jimmy Johnson in it. And I saw an interview just weeks ago with Jimmy Johnson. Somebody asked him about it, and he said, I almost wish for Jerry's sake he would go ahead and do it just to get it off his back because people have been asking him about that for years. So Jerry Jones, I think, is going to do it. And especially now, considering what happened on national TV with that, I don't know if he'll pick a date and do it this year, but you would think he would have been in that before he gets into the actual Hall of Fame. But it seemed like those two were very gracious towards one another. And Jimmy Johnson said a very nice thing in his speech about Jerry Jones, about how we couldn't have done it without you. I think that kind of softening. These guys put their past behind them years ago before, but this actually seemed like it even softened them up even more to almost like a friendship kind of thing. So I do think we'll see that very soon. I love the fact that Jimmy Johnson finally got into the Hall of Fame because for years I've been saying that he should have been in there. And I think most people would agree that had he stayed with the Cowboys, they would have won at least the other one that they did with Barry Switzer and possibly 1 or 2 more with Jimmy Johnson. His legacy could have been greater. He didn't quite get the job done in Miami, although he did turn them into they were struggling. He turned them into a playoff team. So Jimmy Johnson being in the Hall of Fame was definitely it was exciting for me. I expect to get more emotional, but the most emotion I got watching was when they replayed him learning the news, which we watched live on Fox 2 years ago during the playoffs. I remember that night. I was just, oh my gosh, I was nearly bawling. I was so excited and so happy for Jimmy Johnson when that happened. And he was like suffocating because he was so excited. He was so happy. That was cool. And it was this whole weekend was cool, especially for Cowboys fans and Steeler fans. Both had multiple guys going to the Hall of Fame. So it was a pretty good weekend, I think, overall, and well done by the Hall of Fame from what I saw of it.
Yeah, I watched today. I took some time to rewatch Bill Cowher. The guy rolling up on him in the middle of the telecast. I forgot his name. The guy that's in charge of Hall of Fame, and I was like, oh man, he's like, yeah. He's Kyle was like, that chin, you picked the perfect time to zap me, but you got me. So that was cool. And then to also see Peyton Manning, who was in the middle of filming something for ESPN Plus for a show, and then I think Tony Dungy, Bill Poley, and a couple coaches came out. And some other people came out, and then finally, the big guy from Canton came and just told him about the Hall of Fame and everything. So those are always great, watching the reactions and the announcements to the Hall of Fame. So
he's like the anti-Turk, like you always see like in training camp. Like if you watch on Hard Knocks, there's always, they call a guy the Turk, where he goes up and taps the guy and says, coach wants to see you bring your playbook, and you know you're cut before you even get there. You know you're cut.
Yeah.
This guy, as soon as you see this guy, it's the opposite. Like, what? Hall of Fame? Here I come. It's awesome. I love when they show those things. That's great.
It was something. It was, again, like Scottie D mentioned, seeing the reaction from Jimmy Johnson was the pure elation. Like, you could see that there's no replicating the outpouring of emotion that Jimmy Johnson had on his face when that happened. And that was the feel good story that's 40 ages. And I don't like the Cowboys. I've said that multiple times, but it was for seeing Jimmy Johnson get into the Hall of Fame, the way they announced it, and then for the Hall of Fame game to see two of the greats, and then an old decrepit owner. I said what I said. Jerry Jones looked old and decrepit during that Hall of Fame.
He's
game.
never going to die. He's never going to die. We know that.
Between him and that damn Vince McMahon, yeah.
Jesus, Lord. But yeah, but it's football. We're here. We're here now. And
it's the beginning.
Speaking of Hall of Fame, I'm gonna go ahead and call it right now. Next year, Agent 89, first ballot. You know what's going to happen. Agent 89, Steve Smith Sr. He was actually at the Panthers opening day of training camp, and the crowd went ridiculously wild. And I mean, so football, fellas. Do you want to make some predictions? Do you want to make some early predictions? How you feel about the season right now? What you got going on?
Yeah, what are we looking forward to this upcoming season?
I'm not gonna make any predictions. Yeah, I want to watch a little bit of training camp first before I make any like postseason predictions or anything that strong. But I'll tell you, outside of my own team, obviously, that's what I want to watch the most. But outside of the Cowboys, to me, one of the most interesting stories is how is the quarterback situation going to be handled in Indianapolis now that Carson Wentz is going to be out for a period of time? Are they going to be able to coax Philip Rivers out of retirement, or will they trade for Nick Foles? That's kind of an interesting storyline for me. I'm also very interested to see how Matthew Stafford blends in with the Rams, if he's able to take that team to the next level, because obviously there was quarterback problems last year that I didn't even realize, because Jared Goff was their starter and he pretty much got benched going into the playoffs. You know, he was coming off of an injury, but probably would have been well enough to play because he ended up playing anyway. Their quarterback got hurt and he ended up playing anyway, and shipped him up to Detroit in favor of Matthew Stafford. I'm interested to see how that plays out. And one other quarterback situation, I'm interested to see in the progression of Herbert out there on the West Coast too. Justin Herbert with the Chargers.
Yep, I think Justin Herbert's he's trending up, and he's trending up. One of my things I want to see is this whole QB situation in San Francisco between Jimmy G and Trey Lance. Yeah, that's what I want to see, because they've been saying like, hey, Trey Lance is looking pretty good. He's been looking pretty good in practice and training camp. But that's training camp, and that's early. That's one of the things I'm looking forward to. Also, that's what's going to happen in Jacksonville. Will Tim Tebow make it as a tight end, and will Trevor Lawrence live up to the hype, and then one more quarterback controversy up in Chicago, up in Chi-Town. Will it be time for the Red Rifle to mount that BB gun on the mantle, and we get to see Justin Fields? Or very interesting. It's going to be very interesting. Also, the Saints situation, that's another interesting situation too, because they got this whole thing, Drew Brees not being there, and then Michael Thomas doing Michael Thomas stuff, which is good if you're a Panthers fan, which is good. We like some dissension among the ranks against other teams. So it's gonna be very interesting. What you got, B-Live?
Well, all I gotta say is this. We was talking about NBA money, but there was a certain quarterback in the NFL that secured the bag by the tune of Josh Allen with the Buffalo Bills, signed a 6-year extension worth $258 million with $150 million guaranteed, which is more guaranteed money than Patrick Mahomes got. Even though it's a $500 million contract, I think it was the tune of $143 million guaranteed. Josh Allen got $150 million guaranteed. Money. Yeah. They believe in the man, Josh Allen. I want to see if he has an MVP year with that money bag he just got. Another story I'm looking forward to: the return of OBJ, Odell Beckham Jr. Will Baker Mayfield and Odell Beckham Jr. will they be able to coexist? Will they have that chemistry? That chemistry could very well put the Browns into the Super Bowl contention. That AFC is looking mighty tough right now.
Yeah.
NFC, I'm going to say this, and it's going to hurt to say. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers are returning all 22 starters. Are they going to repeat? Only time will tell, because at the end of the day, it's Tom Brady. And like Peyton Manning said in his Hall of Fame speech, when Tom Brady is eligible for the Hall of Fame in the year 2035, I was like, oh my goodness. Peyton Manning is the gift that keeps on giving. He's going to be an entertainer for years to come. And just his Hall of Fame speech was hilarious. And so that's I'm looking forward to those storylines. And one thing I want to give a quick shout out to the head of creative, the HOC, Eddy Cool. Did you get a chance to hear Edgerrin James's Hall of Fame speech?
I didn't catch the whole thing, but I caught bits and pieces of it. It was a good speech. And think about like a guy that never really said much had a lot to say. I was like, oh, okay, go ahead, Edge. Yeah, do your thing, man. Yeah, do your thing. Yeah.
And they made an emphasis, especially with the bust that they made of Edgerrin James and Troy Polamalu, to catch because Edgerrin James made a big deal, like he went from gold teeth to a gold jacket.
Oh, that was great.
That was great. I loved it. So man, football in full effect. So we're going to apologize ahead of time to the listeners out there. As you can tell right now, our podcasts are getting longer and longer in time because it's football season. We just love it so much. We're going to try to trim it down, but it is what it is.
It is what it is at this point. Yeah.
Do you guys think some of those busts are disappointing whenever they lift the sheet off of them? Because some of them look terrible. I mean, Jimmy Johnson's looked as good as any I've ever seen. His really looked good, but yeah, I thought Woodson's was a little questionable. Peyton Manning's was okay, but I remember when Deion Sanders lifted his, I was like, who is that? Who's that guy? Deion put a bandana on, and then they did Drew Pearson's the other day. He had this huge afro, but I didn't think facially it looked anything like it. I think the artist has said, I'll just throw an afro on this guy, and that'll take all the time. I don't know. Some of them it must be really hard to make a likeness in bronze, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, and then you had a Troy Polamalu. His was just hair on top of hair on top of hair. Man, yeah. Does he still have his deal with Head and Shoulders or something?
Probably. I don't know. He was with them a good while during his career.
Yeah.
It was recent that he still had. There was a couple commercials with him and Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
I'm sure when football season cranks up, they'll have probably some new stuff with him. Him being a fresh Hall of Famer, we'll probably see something there. But yeah. Bill Cowers was another bad looking bust. They pulled the sheet over.
I'm just surprised that I'm just surprised more than anything they found enough bronze for Peyton Manning because outside of Eddy Cool's forehead, Peyton Manning, that forehead, that's a 5-head for real. There's a lot of bronze to go forward with that. So
wow, Eddy Cool, he got you again on the forehead thing. Wow,
that was from last week.
Relentless on your forehead.
Yeah,
wow,
this is my mama forehead. That was from last week about bringing up the West Virginia and Clemson game, and so yeah, his eyes got real big. You dirty rat, you brought that up. But yeah, I saw the picture of Peyton Manning. It was like regular Hall of Fame bust. It's like
Yeah, that was funny. Going around Facebook today, I saw that too. The extended forehead Peyton Manning bust.
Yeah, and Peyton Manning is he's like real deal funny. I wonder if he writes his own material.
Like, I think it's just his personality. I think he has this self-deprecating personality and he's just got a clever wit. Yeah. In the meantime, I still, and I said this 2 years ago on our podcast, I'd still like to mash his brother's face in, but I love Peyton Manning.
Well, you're going to see the brothers Manning on I believe it's ESPN Plus for Monday Night Football. They're going to be doing a little collab together from off the couch and everything. So the Manning brothers, you will see them on Monday Night Football.
I'm sure it'll be fun.
Oh my bad.
But we digress. This is why this episode is going to be 2 hours long. Eddy,
man, we're getting.
It's not going to be 2 hours long. We're
getting close though. Football's coming.
Yes.
Anyway,
we're just happy to have football, man.
Okay,
we're just happy to have
football. Cool. Sorry.
You're good. We're just happy to have football, and damn it, when it comes to football, we go long-winded. We talk a lot. We talk forever. Also, another situation. Saquon Barkley. I think he'll be back week 3, from what I read. So it'll be interesting to see what he has going on because Daniel Jones gonna need all the weapons necessary because he got Kenny Galladay during the offseason. You got to have that running game, and we're gonna see what Coach Judge does. We're gonna see exactly what he does. Scottie D, you better watch out for those Giants, man. They in training camp fighting hard.
Oh boy, they let them fight each other. They don't want any of the Cowboys this year. I know they don't want any of the Cowboys. Anyway,
I'm rooting for the football team.
I
said what I said.
Yeah, and that's gonna be exciting. That's gonna be exciting to see what Chase Young does in year two because he's a once in a lifetime talent. Anything else, fellas, you looking forward to this upcoming season?
Does Dak live up to the $160 million contract that he signed with $127 million guaranteed? And that's it. That's like a
bad shoulder. He got a bad shoulder. And a little bit worried. I'm worried.
And I just threw that out there for Trey Dizzle.
You guys still got Ben DiNucci?
Oh God, yeah.
Okay.
God. Hall of Fame. Let me tell you this: the Hall of Fame game is like a big dirty diaper, man. It's just a big dirty diaper. It's not. It's just full of crap, man. It's just not. It is not worth watching. It was on while I was playing on my phone the other night, but it sucks to watch that game. That's a bunch of dudes that are never going to play again, barely played together, barely practiced, and all your guys that you want to watch are stay on the sidelines with their jerseys without even pads on. Oh. Good Lord, Ben DiNucci. Anyway, let's talk to Button. Get Button. Call Button.
Well, with that being said, we finna roll into, guess what, fellas? Guess what time it is? With that being said, hey, you know what the hell with it. Hey, yo, Button, hit it.
And now, our favorite part of the show, the choices of the voices.
Once again, thank you to the wonderful and ever so lovely Ms. Button for introducing our favorite portion of the show. You heard the woman. It is the choices of the voices, the best segment of the Sports Bros podcast. The woman ain't got no reason to lie, man. We've been doing this thing for like 119, 120 plus episodes, and we still here. And shout out to our listeners because we have some of the best listeners in the world, the old ones and the new ones, but with that being said, Scottie D, help me out because I'm rambling incoherently once again. And what is the question for this week's Choices of the Voices?
All right. So we asked the question for this week. What NFL team's helmet, other than your favorite team's helmet, do you like the best? Do you think is the best looking one? Some of you guys went right to your favorite team and said, that's my helmet. Anyway. We did finally get that sorted out a little bit. Eddy, cool. Tell us about the answers, would you?
All right, here we go. We got a bunch of good answers. All right, here we go. Dave Romito, he said the old school Tampa Bay Bucks. No one else has a helmet that resembles it at the least bit. McKay's Bucks. Not Dungeons, although those were sweet as well too. Steelers are a close second. The logo on the side, one side, enough said. So he picked 2. He picked the Steelers and the Bucks.
Dumb.
Here we
Dumb
go.
having a logo on one side of the helmet. Dumb. Look in my eyes. Dumb.
Oh boy.
Dumb, and dumb. And you know what, Steeler fan? You might make fun of the Browns because they don't have a logo on either side, but you only have one more than they do. You don't have both sides done either. Dumb. If you look at you one side, you have a plain black helmet. Look at the Browns, plain orange. Same thing. Dumb do not have the logo on the other side.
Coming in hot.
Okay.
Tell us how you really feel.
Yeah, he told us, look at the camera. I'm like, oh, okay, yes, you
I think it's dumb.
You have my attention. I've always wondered about that. All right, we got. Go ahead.
I got a question real quick. The Tampa Bay's Buccaneers, the old school. That's the one with the pirate on the side, correct?
Yeah, the swashbuckling pirate. Yeah, with the creamsicle face.
Don't the Patriots have something very similar to that too?
Yeah, they had a Patriot leaned over to snap the ball like he was a center.
With them tight ass.
Dumb.
He had some tight ass pants on.
It's not one of a kind. So I just want to throw that out there. But yep. David Romito, thank you very much. You got exactly how we. All right, cool. Eddy, cool. Moving on.
All right. Taking right over. Let me move stuff around here. All right, here we go. Because I got a C to read and read to see. All right. We got Rodney Bellamy. He said, and he did what we said not to do.
Penalty box.
Yeah, penalty box. But he got it together. He said, but since you can't pick your favorite team, always thought the Chargers helmet were pretty clean. San Diego / LA Chargers.
I like it.
Yeah.
Go Chargers, go.
How did my man say it on Madden? San Diego Supercharged. I love playing that, man. I love playing that. All right, terrible. Pete Talansky. He says, since you can't pick your two favorite teams like Martin Tracy did, oh boy, here we go. What you calling to the carpet, terrible Pete? Here we go. I like the classic and simple look of the Cleveland Browns.
Scottie, do you want to go ahead and give your opinion about that one?
I like it because there's no logo on both sides, not just one side and the other side different. I like the Browns. Very simple, old school helmet.
Okay, I just want to make sure you do live 30 minutes outside of Pittsburgh.
Very, very close.
All right, so you're allowed to say this, and we're not in danger of being canceled in Pittsburgh.
I'm not worried. I got canceled a long time ago from Pittsburgh.
I'm saying because we're coming to Pittsburgh October 23rd, and I just want to make sure what type of hostile territory I'll be walking in, because as you could already see what I'm gonna be wearing when I walk into Pittsburgh, I'm already gonna be in hostile territory because it's gonna be Pittsburgh. It's gonna be the Pittsburgh Panthers versus my own Clemson Tigers, and I'm coming to Pittsburgh. I'm coming to see you, sucker.
Yeah, B-Live just went full Booker T. All right. Matty Ice Martin Tracy, he said, because Scott is such a nice guy, I will go out on a limb and say this helmet looks good. And he picked the Las Vegas Raiders.
Yeah, that's a cool one, actually. That's a cool helmet.
The Raiders.
You like their helmet, B-Live?
I do. I am a fan.
Yeah, it is a solid choice. I mean, even though there are no kind of pirates in that area, but whatever, it is what it is. All right. We had a discussion one time before. A lot of these team mascots and names don't make a lot of sense, but we just roll with it. Lions in Detroit. What did Michael Blackson say? There's pimps and hustlers in Detroit, not no lions. All right, Trey Dizzle. Here we go. The moment we've all been waiting.
Here we go.
For. All right, here comes the foolishness. I wish I had some drum rolls and some sound effects. I'm working on that soon. All right. Trey Dizzle says the best looking helmet isn't the Dallas Cowboys. It is easily the helmet that Prescott had to wear when he was a toddler. Since his brain wasn't fully developing properly, the doctors had him wear a special helmet to protect it. Since it never did fully develop to an adult size, he still wears the helmet off the field, but that still technically counts as a helmet in the NFL. I have never met a person that hates the quarterback of his team the way that Trey Dizzle does Dak Prescott.
Wow. I mean, I don't even know what to say about this one. That's just that's just insanity.
We can't make this up. There's no making this up. This is
hold on, wait a minute. Hold on. I just want to make sure. This is what I'm reading. All right. This is exactly what I'm reading. I'm creative. I'm the HOC, but I can't do this. I can't do this.
I'm the same. You would have thought after being in Zuckerberg's penalty box, he had been reformed, but no, he just I'm pretty sure we're just gonna move on. There ain't much else you can say about that. He said Dak Prescott has been wearing the helmets and he was a toddler. All right. Ooh, buddy.
He said something about it. He just relentless. Scottie D, if the Cowboys win the Super Bowl, you think he'll change his tune?
Oh, you know what? I hope we have that dilemma to face. I don't know how you couldn't if he comes in gunning this year and leads the team to the Super Bowl. Yeah, I mean, you have to. I mean, he's no Tony Romo, but let's just hope we have that problem. Let's hope we get there.
Hey, like I said, last year, if he didn't get hurt, I think he would have threw for 40 touchdowns and passed for like 51,000 yards. 5,100 yards. So it's just, look, the way he was just 400 yards every game. Yeah, Dak was doing some stuff.
Wouldn't have mattered if they were 7-9, though. Go ahead.
None whatsoever. Nope, wouldn't have mattered. All right. The best name in the game, Joe Comfort. He said, I've always loved the Chicago Bears helmet. Traditional, simple, and no nonsense.
Old school.
I could dig
it's cool
that.
how some of these teams stayed old school with their logos, like for you. Like that helmet hasn't changed much. Like the Vikings, the Rams, obviously the Browns, Packers. A lot of these teams update their helmets a little bit and tweak them here and there, but a lot of those teams, even the Dolphins, they kind of stayed the same throughout the years. So I like the Bears. The whole uniform really looks identical pretty much to what they had back in like the 60s. Old school.
Yep. All right, Craig Burns, he said he's always liked the Seattle Seahawks helmet. He's like their look.
I'm not a fan of that one. I don't like that one too much. I don't know why.
You don't like the angry bird with the mean face?
I don't like the whole Seahawks scheme. I just never been a fan of that their whole color scheme, and I don't know. Yeah. Nah, not really. I just really don't like theirs.
Did I ever tell you guys how I almost got attacked by a pigeon in Seattle at the market? Yeah. I don't like it either.
With the dirty stuff?
No, he didn't poop on me. He was just like, I was Mercedes and I, we were walking, like, oh man, this is nice. We found out the place where they throw the fish, and we're in Seattle. Is Seattle.
Hold on, bring that back.
What?
Where they throw
the fish?
Yeah,
the market you talking about?
Yeah, the market where they throw the fish. Have you never seen that be live?
I've never seen that before.
Oh man, look it up. You gotta look it up.
Like big fish. It's like big.
Yeah.
They just take big fish and just throw it in the water.
No, they throw it
the market
amongst each other. The market, but hey, I need a fish. Oh, here's a fish. They just
the marketplace. Oh, okay,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, you're like, where's they throwing fish at like that? Okay.
Yeah.
I'm over here. You saying birds, and I'm thinking, okay, maybe you throw some breadcrumbs. We're at the place where they throw the fish. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
Okay.
We're at the market. Yes, and so I was sitting. I had my Panthers, my Panthers coat on. The next thing you know, this bird just flies by my head, and I'm like, wait a minute! I thought I was going to have to fight the bird, and then the guy in the other booth across was laughing at me. I'm like, you shut up! That's not funny. And Mercedes, let's keep walking. Let's keep walking. And the bird looked like he wanted to try something, and I'm like, we're not going to do this. Peter, he's fitting to get me.
You sounded just like Kevin Hart right there. I kid you not. The bird came to attack. I was like, "Hey, we're not about to do this." The bird looked at me. The bird looked at me. I looked at the bird. The bird said,
"Yeah, we exchanged unpleasantries because I wasn't going to be 4 hours west and get punked by a bird. I mean, the bird just flew by my head like, nah, you're not about to do that. You're not about to make me look silly. I'm not about to be on somebody's TikTok or Instagram feed. The hell with all that. All right." Mike Davis, he said the Raiders, and then he said Bo Jackson and Marcus Allen. So we got another one for the Raiders. All right, move right along. We got Paul Odom. What's happening, Paul? He said the
Penalty
Panthers,
box,
which we told you not to do. Do y'all listen?
penalty
Do y'all listen? Do y'all listen? Did y'all pay attention to school? That's neither here nor there. But then he made it right and said the Los Angeles San Diego Chargers. Yeah, that's a good choice too. All right, Adrena Langley, she said her favorite is the Jacksonville Jaguars.
That's another one I don't like very much. I don't know why. It's not that uncool. I just don't dig that one for some reason.
I'm gonna chalk this up. Adrena, love her to death. That's my boo. I'm gonna chalk this up just a little bit of fangirlism in her because she's a diehard Clemson fan just like me, and we are enjoying the fact that the Jaguars did draft Trevor Lawrence and Travis Etienne, and so as a diehard Carolina Panther fan, nothing about Jacksonville is just it's an unknown rivalry since we both came into the league at the same time. It's just not a thing. Let's go, Trevor Lawrence, do your thing because you're my boy. All roads lead to Dabo. It is what it is. All right, cool. Eddie, cool. Amtrak, let's get it.
All right, here we go. We get a Hall of Famer himself, Uncle Max. He said the Kansas City Chiefs.
I like theirs.
Yep,
I like theirs.
Yep, that's another logo, Scottie, that's been unchanged throughout the year.
Yeah. Same one as the Super Bowl one. Same logo.
Yep.
And I'm gonna go ahead and say this. This is a little side note. We noticed that my mother doesn't listen to the podcast like she should, because then she would understand when Uncle Max joked on one of my posts about me picking on old people. Then my mom took it slightly personally, like, why haven't you called me? You treat old people. I'm like your mother. Oh, Mom, I love you. That has nothing to do with you at all. It's okay. All right, I'm gonna call you soon. Love you. Uncle Max, Hall of Famer.
Call your mama.
I was laying in bed and I saw that be like, I do nice things and da 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 da. And she was like, yeah, but you attack old people. Go to bed. Nope. I was gonna be petty, but I wasn't gonna get into that. All right, we got last but not least, we got Gerald Lowe's. He says the Chargers and the Vikings.
Okay, I like both of them.
I can dig the horns on the Vikings. I mean,
yeah, it's appropriate, and they never overdid it. They just kind of left it alone.
Skull. Yeah, I like their opening game routine and everything too. That's really hype. I can dig that. I can definitely dig that.
Yep, I can dig it. All right. With that being said, Scottie D, what's your favorite helmet logo that ain't the Dallas Cowboys? I mean, you listen, so I ain't got to worry about you.
It's proven that this little exercise proves how much people hate the Cowboys because they have the best helmets in the NFL. Nobody picked them.
See, penalty box. You made the question. You set the stipulations, and the first thing you answer. No,
I haven't answered it yet.
I don't know. You started. Just the way you started. You started wrong.
Hey, it's like a rope break in a non-disqualification match.
I haven't answered yet. So simmer down now. Simmer down. I mean, we already know what the answer is to the best.
I knew he was going to do that, though. I knew he was going to do that, though. I knew
anything. Are you going to let me give you my answer?
Go for it.
Okay. I don't know what my answer is because there's a couple I like. I think I like out of all of them the best. I think I like the Chargers. I like white helmets for some reason. I like the Cardinals, Colts, Dolphins, Bills, Jets, all white. Tennessee, but I think I like the bolt the best. It goes along with the team name, the color scheme. I like that, and I do got to give a shout out to the Bengals for the stripes. I like that one too, but I think the Chargers is probably the one I like the best. What say you, B-Live?
Well, I actually like that answer because it pretty much summarizes our love-hate relationship on this podcast because I went the completely different direction. I like the black matte helmets. I like the alternate helmets that the Cincinnati Bengals have that are all black with the orange stripes. And I like the San Francisco 49ers all black with the gold San Fran, the SF on the side. I like those helmets, the all black. The mat,
but I don't think they're allowed to wear those anymore. Like a couple years ago, they did away with. I think you have to have a standard helmet the whole year. Like like the Cowboys.
You didn't say.
No,
I
any of
that.
No, I understand. But what I'm saying is like, but like the Cowboys wore the white helmets on Thanksgiving, and they don't wear those anymore because I think they're not allowed to. I think the NFL makes you wear the same helmet. But what about like the regular ones, like the ones that are worn weekly now? Because those are cool. The ones. The ones you're saying are cool. I'm not saying that. I think that San Francisco one you're talking about was pretty awesome, to be honest with you. But what is there one of the regularly worn ones that stands out to you?
Since I got to change my answer on the fly because he didn't stipulate this in the rules.
I'm not stipulating. I'm accepting your answer and asking you for more. I mean, and I'm giving you a chance to talk more. You usually go for that in a big way.
I don't need your permission to talk more. So, but I'll go ahead.
I've lost interest. Eddie, cool. How about you? I've lost interest in I've completely burned out on B Live's answer. I accept your alternates. Eddie, cool. Give me an answer up there.
All right.
I'm not done yet, and I'm going with the standard 49ers helmet.
Okay.
That would be my answer. Okay.
Right.
Good Lord.
I think I missed somebody.
You ruined that segment for me. Go ahead, Eddie Cole.
I think I missed somebody. JR, he sent me a graphic of Peyton Manning.
No, you didn't miss anybody.
I didn't.
No, if you were about to mention JR, you didn't miss anybody. All right.
We're not gonna have any listeners left.
JR said the Denver Broncos. All right. All right. Is it my turn now? Is it my turn? Y'all done beating the hell out of each other?
Yeah. Please step in.
All right. Perfect. With that being said, I like the Raiders. I got a couple favorites. The Raiders is pretty cool. The Raiders is pretty dope. I like those. I also like the Chargers as well too. Hey, just keep it simple. Like you said, Scottie, something about a white helmet and a lightning bolt on it. They never deviated away from the logo. What's another one? I like the old school Denver Broncos where it had the D on it. And then
with
the
Bronco on it.
Yep,
yeah.
that was a pretty iconic one as well too. Is there another one that I like? I would say the New York Giants, but it just I didn't like the lowercase and the big Giants. I wasn't a fan of that one. Can I go throwback for you fellas? Can I go throwback? Can I?
Please do.
The Houston Oilers.
Yeah, I like that one.
Yes,
I like that one.
I was waiting on it. Yes, I was about to say that. If you didn't say that, I was actually going to ask. Like, nobody mentioned the Houston Oilers. Yes, go ahead. Yes, sir.
Yeah, the Houston Oilers. That's a good one. And do I have another one that I like?
Dallas Cowboys.
The Houston Texans. Because because
weak sauce compared to the Cowboys. You know it.
No.
Did anybody even mention the Cowboys in this whole segment?
No.
Nobody.
No.
Trey Dizzle even tried to, but that's about it. This just shows you that the Lone Star State, nobody cares. I'm just getting the
Such a simple segment gone off the rails here. Such a simple segment. This is a very easy question, simple, straight to the point. We have lost it here in this one. Eddie, thank everybody. Then I'll tell you about next week. Go ahead, do that thing. Thank everybody.
I ain't got time to name all the names, but thank everybody that came to this edition of the Choices of the Voices. His name's everywhere. I got 5 different screens going on. I got Scott yelling in my ear about the Cowboys. Be loud tripping about some other stuff. Scott, what the hell's on tap for next week?
All right. So I'm going to give you all another chance at this. Next week, tell us about your favorite college football helmet, excluding your favorite team.
Okay.
Right. Similar question, college, exclude your favorite team. That's going to give us something to talk about next week, Eddie Cole.
Which means I can't say this, B-Live can't say Clemson, and Scottie D cannot say Pittsburgh. See, we know how to listen to follow directions. It's some of y'all just... Anyways, once again, thank you for your participation in this week's Choices of the Voices. See y'all next week. Man, this is crazy.
Okay, boys, let's bring it home with a round of pepper.
Well, you heard the woman. It's time for us to go home and get the hell up out of here. But before we go, we're going to have a quick round of pepper. And, I'm just exaggerating about the whole quick thing because sometimes this thing never goes quick. It goes long, but it's guaranteed to be educational, enlightening, fun, and all that. All right. All that. And in typical fashion, I'll go first. All right. On this day in history, back in 1977, the Philadelphia Phillies and the Montreal Expos, they play a doubleheader that ends at 3:23 in the morning. All right. So I did some research and it goes as follows on why it ended at damn near 4:00 in the morning. All right. The first game, the Phillies won 6-1, and the duration of that game was 2 hours and 11 minutes. But that game suffered two rain delays. One that went on for 1 hour and 3 minutes in the first inning, and then in the third inning, one that went on for 2 hours and 27 minutes. Was there remnants of a hurricane going up that way or something? I mean, what the world's going on? All
Misery.
Right? Gotta be, yes. The second game of that doubleheader, the Phillies won again 6-1. The duration of that game was 2 hours and 7 minutes. All right. With one rain delay coming in the second inning. And if you're keeping score, that's combined 4 hours and 56 minutes. I think it is still the record for the longest combined rain delay. And if you're keeping score, the Phillies won with a total combined score of 12-2 over 2 games. So, fellas, the next time we watch baseball and there's a rain delay, let's hope it's a sprinkle and we keep it moving. Over to you, Scottie D.
All right. So this past weekend saw the UFC's interim championship for the heavyweight division as Derek, the Black Beast, Lewis took on Cyril Gahn. It was down in Texas where Lewis is from. He was a heavy crowd favorite. But, guys, this match went kind of like the one I predicted was going to go back in February when he fought Curtis Blades. I remember when he fought Curtis Blades, I said, if Blades is smart, he will just try to take him down. He'll wrestle him because you can get knocked out with one punch by Lewis. And that's what happened to Blades. But that did not happen to Cyril Gahn this past weekend. He was too fast, too strong for a heavyweight. This guy is light on his feet, guys, this Cyril Gahn. And he dominated Lewis and put him away with a TKO in the third round. Next up for Cyril Gahn, could it be Francis Ngannou? It should be to unify the two titles. But you got to figure Stipe Miocic and John Bones Jones are still in the mix here. So you got to get things sorted out with the heavyweight division. But I think this was Derek Lewis's last gas. I mean, it kind of he's a one-trick pony, really. He's throw that fist, and if you can avoid it, you can beat him, and that's what happened. So Cyril Gahn, man, a new beast on the rise in the UFC heavyweight division. Be live, your turn.
So wasn't supposed to be Lewis and Ngannou?
It was, and they couldn't settle on a date for Francis Ngannou, so Dana White went forward and set up this interim heavyweight championship, which we saw this past Saturday. Completely unnecessary. They should just call it a number one contender fight. But nonetheless, I don't think going forward, I don't think we'll see Lewis and Ngannou again because they fought before and it was a terrible fight. And at this point, there's probably going to be no need to see that fight. Cyril Gahn is the next big contender for Francis Ngannou.
Gotcha. All right. So my first pepper point is going to be the little known sports of the Olympics that nobody watches that helped the United States win the gold medal count. And it goes as follows. Want to congratulate in shooting the men's 10-meter air rifle, the gold medal winner of William Shaner. In Taekwondo, the women's featherweight, 49 to 57 kilogram weight division, to Anastasia Zolotic, gold medal winner for the United States. Couldn't tell by that name, but hey, we're a melting pot. It happens. I said what I said.
Yep.
All right. In shooting again, the women's skeet, the gold medal winner goes to Amber English. In shooting, the men's skeet goes to Vincent Hancock. And can you catch a trend? U.S. has the most guns, and we're the best shooters, all right, in the world. In fencing, the women's individual foil, Lee Kiefer wins the gold. In surfing, women's shortboard, the gold medal winner goes to Carissa Moore. Some of these sports surfing, I think, has a little bit more of a following, but when's the last time we saw a shooting competition? Never. All right. Last time you've seen Taekwondo specialty, you might see a little bit of it in mixed martial arts, UFC, but yeah. Those are little known gold medals that helped the United States win the overall gold medal and the overall count. USA, America, Eddy Cool, the ball.
Boom, and I catch the ball, all right? Last week, B-Live told us a story about a kid that said, you know what, the hell with my senior year in high school, because guess what? I got a name, image, and likeness deal, and yeah, I'm going to go ahead and go to college early. Sorry, guys. All right, but and something good, De'Aaron King, quarterback of the University of Miami, he inks himself a name, image, and likeness deal, or NIL deal, with the Florida Panthers of the NHL. So check this out, right? According to Bleacher Report, King will appear at the Panthers home games, develop a merchandise collection, and promote the squad all across Southern Florida. It's a part of the FLA athlete program initiative in the state of Florida, where it gives the student athletes the ability to profit from their NIL, and with plans to add other collegiate stars all over the state of Florida as well, too. This is a pretty big deal. This is a pretty big deal because now we have a professional sports team, pretty much, hey, we want you to be the face of, to lure people to us. We want to use your star power, your name, your image, your likeness to put more butts in seats. The Florida Panthers, they had a good season last year. And so with this inking the deal with De'Aaron King, there's nowhere to go but to the top, to the tippy top. So shout out to De'Aaron King getting his money. He's come a long way from being a transfer from Houston, and now he's the man at the University of Miami, and he has a name, image, and likeness deal, and I'm okay with that. Over to you, Scottie D.
All right. Thumbs up to De'Aaron King.
Yep.
I didn't get to see all of the speeches this past week for the Hall of Fame, but I've never been happier for anybody than Drew Pearson, the Cowboys, to finally get into the Hall of Fame after 30 years ago when he should have been. But I did get to see a Charles Woodson speech who really stood out for me, gave a lot of thanks to his mom, his family, his shout out to his sister battling COVID. I thought his speech was really touching, very emotional. And I also wanted to give a shout out to Bill Cowher, who I was never a fan of, but he cited Marty Schottenheimer as being a big influence. He gave him a huge shout out and said that he thinks someday he should be in the Hall of Fame as well. And I agree. Schottenheimer's family was there. His wife and daughter were there. Very meaningful part of that ceremony for him to get the acknowledgement from Bill Cowher. So shout out to all those guys for great Hall of Fame speeches. Be live. To you, my friend.
All right. I'm going to say this. So the Florida Panthers, the NHL team said, screw the rest of the state of Florida. They're going with the Miami kid. All right, cool. I said what I said. All right. Interesting. All right. So gonna go back to the diamond and baseball. Well, good news for the country of Canada, where the Toronto Blue Jays return to Toronto after spending the past year and a half in Buffalo. And I believe they also had a stint in Texas as well. But they have returned to Toronto, and their first game was earlier last week, and where the Blue Jays won at home their first game against the Cleveland Roller Derby team 7-2 this past Tuesday. So congratulations to the Toronto Blue Jays and the country of Canada. Eddy Cool, the ball.
I think I read something yesterday where Canada, they're about to open back up and allow us, the neighbors to the south, back up in there. I think you just got to have your proof of vaccination and undergo some other stuff. But Yeah, if you've never been to Canada, please go. Canada is wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. It's 2019. I still love it. All right. On a somber note, third and final pepper point. As I mentioned earlier, Scottie D is the Bobby Eaton to the Sports Bros podcast, Midnight Express. Professional wrestling legend, beautiful Bobby Eaton. He passed away on Wednesday at the age of 62 years old. For a lot of you that don't remember Bobby Eaton, he was a stalwart in the NWA Jim Crockett Promotions and later on in World Championship Wrestling, WCW. He was a part of the legendary tag team, one of the best tag teams of all time, the Midnight Express, along with Stan Lane, and for a period of time, Loverboy Dennis Condrey as well. And they were managed by James E. Cornette. Now, Bobby Eaton, he was a former U.S. Tag Team Champion, three-time U.S. Tag Team Champion. He was also a three-time NWA/WCW World Tag Team Champion and a one-time WCW Television Champion. Bobby Eaton was a very accomplished wrestler. His finisher was the Alabama Jam, a leg drop off the top rope, a knee drop off the top rope. But outside of wrestling, they say Bobby Eaton was a good person, on down to the point where, hey, if you need some socks, Bobby got you. You need a pack of gum, Bobby got you. Bobby was from what I've heard, I hear a lot about Bobby Eaton and nothing but good. So Bobby Eaton has a lasting legacy that will live on outside the squared circle. Thoughts and prayers go out to the Eaton family as well, too, because his wife, Donna, I think she passed away back in June. So they're back together again. So rest in peace to a legend, beautiful Bobby Eaton. Huntsville, Alabama's own beautiful Bobby Eaton. Over to you, Scottie D.
Right on. Yeah, I heard that he would travel with an extra bag just of stuff to give to other young wrestlers that were traveling and stuff that they would need. Mm-hmm. All right, so Novak Djokovic was going for the Golden Slam here this year, and it's not going to happen because he got ousted in the Olympics. He lost in the gold medal. He lost a chance for a gold medal and then lost in the bronze medal match as well. He got no medals. And then he actually lost in the mixed doubles semifinal. So Novak Djokovic is not going to be winning the Golden Slam. Still has a chance at the Grand Slam, and that's only been done 3 times before in a single calendar year. So U.S. Open's coming up to it right around the corner, and hopefully Djokovic gets mad and throws a racket like he did in the Olympics because that was funny. Be Live, over to you, my friend.
All right. To finish off the pepper, and before the show, I spoke to my 2 fellow sports bros that this one I had to keep from them because, I have to give them the element of surprise with this one because it just gets more ridiculous. This story right here also relates to the Cleveland baseball team, formerly known as the Cleveland Indians, and pretty soon will be the Cleveland Guardians roller derby team. Well, part of their tradition, you know how a lot of baseball teams have tradition and everything like that, is that they have derby races where you have people dress up in outfits and everything and run around the field and everything. Well, part of their tradition is that they run around and it's actually like a hot dog race where they have people dressed up as a hot dog, have dressed up as an onion, ketchup, and mustard. They've been entertaining baseball fans for years. And recently, they've also included bacon in their derby races.
Hey.
All right. Well, in the State of the Union 2021, and a certain 4-letter organization is not too happy about that. And as reported by Fox 8 in Cleveland, but if the people for the ethical treatment of animals has its way, another hot dog mascot could soon join that lineup. So now do you understand the 4-letter lineup?
Oh, man.
Yeah.
And
make it stop.
Nope, I can't do it. As I continue, as the Cleveland Indians are officially changing their name to the Cleveland Guardians, the animal rights group is now reportedly petitioning General Manager Mike Chernoff of the Guardians to continue the spirit of inclusivity and, wait for it, add a vegan dog mascot to the Derby.
Yes, we finally got
cussed.
there.
Almost cussed.
Finally got
Almost
there.
cussed. Almost
And
cussed.
let me go further. Quoted.
Hold on,
by,
I got us on gallery view so everybody can see what's going on.
Okay. Quoted by PETA President Ingrid Newkirk, it stated that pigs, cows, and turkeys used for hot dogs value their lives and don't deserve to become a stadium snack. So let's go to bat for them. PETA hopes the team will introduce a delightful vegan wiener in a win for animals, the environment, and the health of its fans.
Stay in your lane, Ingrid. Stay in your lane, Ingrid.
Can't make this. So, Scottie D, are you going to be serving vegan dogs?
Let me tell you something, buddy. I have been cooking hot dog after hot dog after hot dog this summer in the concession stand for the Washington Wild Things professional baseball team. I wish Ingrid would have shown up there Sunday and put a stop to that nonsense because my elbows and arms are sore from cooking hot dogs. Ingrid, where were you when I needed you on Sunday?
I can't make this up.
Ingrid, go away. Go away.
Pigs, cows, and turkeys used for hot dogs value their lives and don't deserve to become a stadium snack. I can't make this up. Let's go to bat. Let's go to bat for him.
Oh, my God.
Term.
I really could have used Ingrid's help there. And that's where we're at, folks. It's 2021. Woke. We're woke. We're woke.
I'm sleep.
I'm woke.
I'm sleep.
I'm woke.
I am. Hey, we got to give them a vegan hot dog.
All right. You know what? Let me get out of here. I had enough. I had enough of this show today. We are off the rails. We are all over the place. Eddie, get us out of here. Take us home.
Hey, man.
Do something nice, Eddie.
Do something nice for yourself. If you can do something nice for someone else, they'll really appreciate it now more than ever.
Do something nice for a hot dog.
Yeah. Do something nice for a hot dog. Take care of yourself.
Pigs, cows, and turkeys have lives too.
It's been another episode of the Sports Bros podcast. Lord have mercy. We got
yes, sir.
Be live. Give us a yes, sir, so we can get up out of here. Be live. Do I get a yes, sir? I can't beat this hot dog.
In the recording.
Yes, the recording. Bye. See y'all next week. We gone.